Hello, it's Leslie. I'm coming to you from my car with a quick little message of inspiration and a little invitation to you. And I'm just holding it down, the camera down like this, so I can try to keep it steady. We'll see if this works. So hopefully this doesn't look too funny, this angle. I need to get my video on a little bit more. Like, up level how I'm shooting these videos. So I'm going to be working on that. But we just celebrated the 4th of July here in the U.S. yesterday, and that's our independence, national independence. And as I was watching these beautiful fireworks last night, and I'm sure many of you were too that live in the States, I was really having a moment with myself for a second, if I can share with you, and just really recommitting to myself in realizing that I've had more freedom than I realize. And I want to ask you if you might have more freedom than you realize too. And I want to invite you to realize that you have more freedom than you might realize. Is that all a big tongue twister? I hope not. So here's what I mean by that. I mean, on one level of this, there's something going on right now, kind of on the planet. I see it with a lot of people I know, women that I work with, as we're all waking up to, more planetary issues. And I won't go into that or politics on this, but, it's really waking up something within ourselves. Are we living the life that we want to be living? Are we living out our gifts? Are we doing what we deep down know that we're here to do and to step into, but our circumstances and our responsibilities and our obligations and kind of our daily life doesn't allow us to even think about or feel into or understand how it would be possible. So there's that, this kind of deeper calling, let's say. And then there's a belief that I have subscribed to too, and I can fall into. So I'm right there with you if you relate to this. But there can just be this belief that you're not as free as you might think you need to be in order to create what you want to create and change what you need to change and experience what you want to experience. So what do I mean by that? I mean, on one level, we know we have tremendous freedom. We're women in the Western world, and we have so much more freedom than so many other women around the planet, and than our predecessors and our ancestors did, right? So what a gift, and how can we step into that and take advantage of that, more maybe than we have. But then there's this human thing we do, which is we get really mired in our circumstances, and we start to fall prey to thinking and believing and feeling like we're really not free. You want to start a new career path, but you feel like you're not free to do that because you've been earning your living a certain way. So how? You can feel like you're going to become a bag lady, maybe. Worst case scenario, which was my fear when I left the corporate space and a 6-figure career track and followed my passion into coaching. When I left a marriage that no longer was working for me and was incredibly hard to do, and was very financially vulnerable, and literally, for various reasons, didn't really know how my future rent would get paid. To be totally transparent with you, that's for another time and story. But at that moment, I didn't know, and then there is just not even feeling free to want what we want because we feel guilty, that maybe it's too much, or but I have it pretty good. Sorry, a little horn action from another car. But I should be happy with what I have. Or people think that I have it really good, so don't I have it really good? And there's this kind of subconscious guilt layer that I see a lot of women have, and sometimes they can articulate it, and I could articulate it too. So, what I want to invite you to realize is you are more free than you believe, and that no matter what your circumstances are today, you have more freedom to shift them than you realize. And that is because it's so much of it is an inside job. I started out as a love coach, and I worked exclusively with women on love and relationship. And I would have women come to me and believe that most good men were taken, that they had failed in love, and it was just too hard now. They were giving up. Sometimes I didn't work with some of those women because it was they weren't there enough for me. I needed something to work with, but they were just normal women that didn't know fully if they could believe, right? But they thought it was all going to be the outside tactics. Leslie, just show me, just how do I get the guy, or how do I do this, and the how to. And my work with women, whether it's been around love, or it's been around work shifts, or it's been around creating different lifestyles, it's a combination of inner and outer work. But the majority of transformation is an inside job. And I have learned this the hardest way in my own life, because I have been geeking out on personal development and metaphysics since my late teens. I have been studying and training in this space now for over 10 years. And I have made some big transformations in my own life, and still with some to go. I have much I still want to do and create that I haven't yet, right? So I face my limiting thinking, because as the saying goes, new level, new devil. So, and the devil's really, it's not out there. The devil's in us. And devil meaning thoughts. I'm not talking Christian beliefs here. I'm talking that self-sabotage, that limited thinking, that limited in believing that we can have. And it's not your fault. A lot of it's conditioning, and it just has to be unlearned. So I want to invite you today to first make an acknowledgement. I have more freedom than I might even realize. And a lot of that is internal freedom. It's that you get to be in charge of what you think, not just about what's real and what's not, but also, about what you want. You get to be in charge of how you feel and how you respond to life, and you get to be in charge of what you believe. And those are all key to creation, and you get to be in charge of that. And when we change the inner landscape of those things and align internally, then the external world and our circumstances magically shift. So I'm getting too wordy. I just want to invite you to realize that you have more freedom than you might be giving yourself credit for, and so do I. And I am bellying up to the bar here and saying I am acknowledging it in a new way, and I'm ready to act on it. And I'm excited about some things I have going on in my life, and some of that is about you too. One is I'm doing a free private Facebook group. It's actually a top secret group, so people won't even be able to find it and know you're in it. And so I invite you to join me there. I'm going to be doing little quick videos, sometimes shorter than this, sometimes longer. We'll do Facebook Live coaching opportunities in there too, but I want to just share stories and tips and ideas for you in there, and really create an environment of inspiration and guidance and healing for you. And so that's going on. So come join me there if you feel called. I'd love to have you. And I also have a workshop at the end of the month. Details on that below for if you're local. Would love to see you there. And I think we're all craving in-person connection. And so this is an opportunity for that, but it's really about rolling up our sleeves a little bit, both on the kind of coaching guidance side, as well as some concrete inspirational action map that you'll create. So you'll walk away with not just feeling good on the inside, but you'll have some actual steps that you're committing to taking just to try out, because it's all about feedback, right? It's all about just taking steps and then experimenting. So we don't want to get stuck in perfection, and that's myself included. So I'm a recovering perfectionist, and I usually attract women that are too. So anyway, so there's that group too. There's a workshop group at the end of July. Details in this email. Sending you a big hug, and I am celebrating our freedom. And so I'll leave you with that. Okay, bye-bye.